Hi everyone, welcome to this very special Sweat It Stories. I am so excited to share with you today a story of my wonderful Sweat It Squad member, Amy. She has been with the squad for ages. She's going to tell you the whole story, but she is an absolute inspiration. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Amy's story. A big welcome, Amy. It's so nice to have you here with me.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Okay. And so I just would love for you to tell everybody kind of like just your background, basically. Let's start there. How are you feeling before you came on board, and what made you want to sign up?
Okay, so I've got 3 kids, 3 babies. In my last baby I had in lockdown, first phase lockdown. So sort of dropped off at the hospital, like an airport drop off, husband not allowed to come in, laboured 2 days on my own, just horrible. And just the whole sort of triggered a lot of mental health issues from there, and obviously the homeschooling with a newborn, with the 2 older ones, which was tricky. And not being able to go anywhere, see anyone, not having support from my mum or my friends because of the situation that we were all in. And my husband was back at work because he was in construction, so it's like the one industry that carried on with everything.
Right.
So that sort of was a big trigger for me starting with the Sweat It Squad. Yeah, I've always struggled with my weight. I've done just about every fad diet you could probably think of.
Take me through. What have you done before?
I've done Slimming World. I've done Weight Watchers. I've done things like the cabbage soup diet. I've done like the supposed slimming aid tablet things. Anything that you sort of hear other people have sort of success from. And I had varying degrees of success.
Yeah, I mean, Slimming World and Weight Watchers, it calorie controls you, so
yeah, I did. Those 2 are probably before this were my most successful, but I didn't keep it going as long as I have with this. But I think because for me the exercise plays a part with Weight Watchers and Slimming World, that doesn't have a fitness element to it. And I've always been mad on exercise, even though I'm not what I consider to be a typically athletic build or whatever. But ever since a child, like PE was my favourite thing. I've always done sport. I played netball for about 25 years. And I love exercise. So having 3 kids meant not having the time to do as much of that. I had to drop netball because it was becoming too much. So this was when I got to that point in lockdown with the new babe and the kids and just pulling my hair out. This was kind of like a saving grace because I had no control over the world. So this was something I could have control over. And I had so many friends who were on the Sweat It Squad program who were telling me all the time about it. And I think I just wasn't ready to hear it or to deal with it at the time when they were telling me.
Really ready yourself. It doesn't matter how many times I say, we're doing another sign up, or how many times your friends say, come on, come and join us. Like, you have to be so ready in yourself, and then you do your best.
You have to have your head in the right place, I think. Yeah. And for a while I didn't, but then sort of last January, sort of after Christmas, I was fed up of feeling the way I was. We'd gone then into the next phase of lockdown, the next round of homeschooling, and I said to my husband, like, I've got to do something because this is just driving me insane, and just wasn't in a very good place. And so this sort of gave me something positive. Because at the time, I mean, I know everyone has gone through it. It's not just me. But I felt so angry at the situation because I had literally lost all my maternity leave. Like by the time we went out of lockdown, I was back at work. So I didn't have any of the post-baby enjoyment that I should have had, I think. And don't get me wrong, I love my baby. She's perfect. But it messes up your head. You have all these things planned and it doesn't happen. So I was in such a negative place to have something positive to focus on and get stuck into, and then to have such positive results from it just made a huge difference and has continued to make a huge difference.
Yeah, and I think, we've all been there where everything feels out of control, but that's not to minimize how it felt for you, because I didn't have 3 kids and a new baby. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just insane. And I think just taking time for yourself and controlling your world, even though the world around us is going crazy, and it's going crazy again right now, I think that's really important. So when you came on, were you nervous?
On the program?
Yeah.
I was a little bit, in as much as I hadn't done any proper exercise for a while, so I was a bit apprehensive. I knew with the diet side of things, because I've done diets before, once I got my head around it, that I'd be able to get on it. But the exercise, and it's a different kind of exercise for me completely, because I've always thought, I don't know why, I suppose you just drummed into you that if you've got to be sweating to lose weight, and I've always been like heavy on the cardio. I've never really done anything with weights. I think in part as well because I don't know what I'm doing with weights, or I didn't know what I was doing with weights. So, and also I find the weights area in the gym quite intimidating, because that's where all the poses are. So I used to just avoid that and just stick with the cardio. But it's kind of taught me a completely different way of exercise. And the difference in results is unbelievable. Like I lost weight doing cardio, but I never toned up or changed my body shape particularly, and it's so noticeable now. I had no idea really.
I think we need to say that louder for some people. So the cardio, just doing cardio alone, it's like, yes, you'll lose weight because you'll be in a calorie deficit, but you're not changing your body shape and you're not shaping your body, you're not getting stronger. And also the weight loss is almost a little bit temporary, because once you start to reduce that amount of cardio, burning those calories anymore. So,
and I've noticed as well, like just generally my body feels stronger anyway, but things like when I have a weekend or a week where I'm not very good with food, or I'm very gone out a lot, or had drinks or whatever, and all this food that follows having drinks, I don't gain like I did before. Like I obviously if I keep doing it, I'm going to put the weight back on, but before, when I did like Slimming World or Weight Watchers, if I was like naughty for a week, I'd see like a 3-4 pound gain. Whereas now, if I have a few bad days, it seems to, yes, I might go up by half a pound or whatever, but it's negligible, because I'm still exercising, and it seems to, I don't know, keep it off better.
It's the fact that your metabolism's changed. Now you've got muscle on your body. Even when you're not physically doing your actual workout, your body's working for you, so it's burning calories. So the nice meal you have out with your friends, the pizza and the wine, if you're sitting there with some muscles on your body, you're using it up, even if you're not working out. And that's the cool thing. The cardio is just an exchange in the exact moment, whereas when you build up muscle, it's an exchange throughout the whole week.
Yeah.
Yay. I'm so happy, because that's my goal. Let's get women lifting weights. And okay, so what are your biggest wins, takeaways? What are things you're most proud of?
I mean, obviously the weight loss is a massive win, because that's ultimately why I started, because I wanted to lose all the baby weight. And when I have babies, I put on a lot of weight. So I think stupidly, I just think I just eat my way through pregnancy, which is not the way to do it. So that was obviously a massive win. But I think what I didn't realise I needed as much as I did, and what I've probably gained from it more than anything, is the mindset and the impact it has on my mental health. Because I now notice if I don't have a workout in a week, and my husband notices as well, my mood drops. Like I get, over Christmas, I had chest infections and stuff, and I couldn't exercise for a couple of months because I've got asthma and various other things going on. And I was so low because of it, because I'd need it. It's like my pick me up.
It's who you are as well. You said you've exercised your whole life, and now you've come back to it and you've done so well. So it's part of your core values of who makes up Amy. So when you're not doing the things that make up Amy, you feel off, and you feel uncomfortable, and you're not, living your actual path is the one that you feel good on.
And it makes such a difference, like with anxiety as well. Like if I'm having an anxious day, I can noticeably feel the difference in me before a workout and after a workout. It's kind of having that hour to yourself to focus on your body and not be thinking about all the things that are stressing you out. And it has a huge impact.
It's mindfulness. So when you're doing a workout, you're having to really focus on what you're doing, especially when you're lifting weights. Like when you're running, you have to try to like focus to become mindful, because you can just let your mind wander. But when you're focusing on lifting weights and changing between exercises, you're breathing as well. It's like a meditation almost, because you're so focused in on you and in on your body. And that's what you need at that point to calm down the anxiety.
Yeah. And from a mum perspective as well, it's like the only hour of the day that I have where I don't have somebody hanging off me or talking at me.
Yeah, it's how nice that you're using that hour a day like productively and not just on your phone or something.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's probably better that way.
But I am super proud of you in the program. How much, like, not that it even matters, because the results that you've got go beyond like the scale, but how much weight have you lost in total?
So from about a month after my last baby, and so she's coming up for 22 months, and I've been on Sweat It for about 14 of those months. I've lost since then 50 pounds. So, and the majority of that was on Sweat It. I mean, there's a little bit before, but not significant.
Normal baby weight, a little bit of loss of normal baby weight, like breastfeeding and moving again. But
the majority of it is just through doing the program and watching the food, and the two combined. So and it's made a huge difference.
I want to ask you, what's your favourite thing about the program or being in Sweat It Squad?
It's a couple of things. I think the Facebook group is a huge help, because I find that I eat better if I know I'm going to post about it.
I know.
So I feel like, I can't eat that, because I feel like I can't lie on it.
So no, it's a very honest and vulnerable place, and like, what's the point in lying? So it's good to
So it kind of motivates me to stick to it, and also having that support from other people that obviously helps. And also just learning a completely different kind of exercise has been my favourite thing, and seeing the kind of results that can come from something I didn't know really anything about when I started, and now getting to a point where I feel really confident in it. And like I went to a class, it's called Strong Nation or something like that, and it was really intense class before I'd struggled with, and me and my friend Hannah, who's also been on Sweat It, we both came out of it when, like, we really bossed that, and like felt really good coming out of that. And before I'd done the program, there's no way. I mean, it nearly killed me. I tried it once before the program, and it nearly killed me. So to come out of that and to go, actually, I nailed that, and I felt really good, and I didn't feel like I was dying on the way out. Just shows to myself the improvement in my fitness and my health, and that's come from doing it. So, and the fact that I've stuck to it for as long as I have is the longest I've stuck to anything. So
that's exciting for me. Like the fact that it's become a lifestyle change for you. You're a complete convert to lifting weights and eating weight. And I will say as well, like, you had the chest infection in Christmas, and like, it's been okay for you to be ill or to have a week of like, it was just a really big social week or whatever. It doesn't mean you've stopped, failed, fallen off the wagon. You've stayed on it the whole time, in my eyes. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. That's the lifestyle, isn't it?
Yeah, I find if I slip, it's the food rather than the exercise. The exercise, it's very rare that I'll go a week without a workout of some description now, which is like, so it's kind of become just part of my week.
It's your core values, Amy. That's who you are. I'm Amy and I work out.
Yeah, exactly. So if there's ever slips, it's a bit of naughty food or a couple of gins or wines or something.
It's fun. It's so fun to be able to have that, and then just like have a constant thing of your workouts, and be able to always come back to your nutrition, but be able to be a bit more flexible and not be like, I'm going to gain 10 pounds from this meal or whatever.
Well, that's it. I kind of, as long as I'm doing the workouts, I don't feel guilty. Like before, if I was on a diet, say, I'd feel guilty by having a naughty meal or takeout, whatever. Now, because I'm constantly working out, I'm not saying I do it every night or every week even, but when I do it, there's not that heavy guilt that I'd have normally, because I know that I'm having a bad meal, whatever you called it, but I'm going to do a workout tomorrow morning, and I did one yesterday morning, and so I don't know, you are not
like, your whole being is not made up by having a what do we call them, a treat meal, but all meals are treats, but yeah, we need to think of a good word. But yeah, it hasn't changed who you are as a person. Just because you're still someone that works out and keeps fit. But I flipping love having you in the group. You are wonderful. Thank you so much for just spending this time with us today and like explaining your story and everything. It's really inspiring, I think, for maybe mums who have got a bunch of kids. Well, how do I do this? Like, I don't have time to get to the gym and all of that stuff. And it's like, yeah, you can just take an hour for yourself if you can do it in your house.
Yeah, you got to make it happen, because otherwise it's just easy to make excuses. But because you can do it at home, it kind of takes a big excuse out of it.
Yeah,
so
I mean, getting in the car, driving to the gym, like, that's a luxury from before we had kids.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Simpler time.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much, my love, and look forward to seeing what's next for you.
Perfect. Thank you.